Hello, welcome back. We got construction to 3, that's good. We did Voice of Apsu and Dark Knowledge. We actually found something with Voice of Apsu. We found a water site for 1 water gem per turn. Dark Knowledge found nothing. Uruk has cast Mother Oak and Nature Gems a turn. Searched for sites, didn't find any. And searched for water sites underwater and didn't find any. And then we had our 4 battles. So, first of all, Mr. Body Oil and his escorts hit 1 point of province defense. So that goes fine. No problems there. Right woods. Next, World's Teeth Mountains. This was me sidestepping Maragnon's capital into 1 point of province defense. Again, no problems, really. Unfortunately, my dudes do walk through sulfur haze and get a bit poisoned. So we lost 2 Healet warriors, but other than that, fine. We pinged Maragnon to see if he was patrolling with anything. He is not, just the province defense. So far, anyway. And lastly, we stormed the fortress in Kratos. He does have quite a few mages here. I didn't think there'd be this many, but we've got 4 of these witch hunter guys. How much are they? Oh, I can't tell. 70 gold a year though, so. We summon our fire elemental, and we do eventually cast flaming arrows as well. There we go. Boulders have flaming boulders, which is pretty cool, I think. Kind of a goofy fight besides that though. What's the accuracy like on my archers? 11. Could do with a couple of aims being cast, I guess. But a little bit of routing from our side. We managed to take the fort before it gets out of hand. So that was Kratos. We killed 4 of these witch hunter guys. They're almost 200 gold each. That's not nothing. Some halberdiers and an earth gnome. And we lost 23 Healet warriors. That's pretty much the bulk of our losses. We did lose some Cyclops hurlers as well, but that's not too bad. All in all, that's not bad. Took the fortress. Good stuff. Events then. In Blue Water, we got 180 gold. In Thodaz, we got a peddler, from whom we managed to acquire some gems. In Black Forest, unfortunately, we lost 5 defense. And in Windsong Forest, we got province income +5. Finished the fortress in Ard. Did some patrolling. Still out of supplies in World's Teeth. We're actually getting a bit diseased now, but it's not too bad. We've got 2 guys who are diseased here. Any of you guys get diseased? No. 2 here. 1 here. It's okay. It's a little bit of disease. Are we starving as well? We're also starving. So, you know, it's not great. That's really gutted my morale. Maybe I should not attack into Meriden then if we're going to have morale problems from starvation. I hadn't thought about that. And again, where am I really going to go? Pretty bad. 7 morale. Well, not all of them are starving. Okay, is it just the guys who are diseased that are starving? No, there are other people who are starving as well. Morale of 3. Yikes. Oh, you need a proper... Oh, you're a guard commander. Okay. I'm a bit concerned now, because I was going to attack Marignon this turn. Okay guys, welcome back. This game is such a disaster, I swear. Right, so I've gone through the army, I've removed all of the starving units. The starving units are being sent to Glade Woods. I'm going to move everything into Glade Woods. This will probably also be over the supply limit. But I'm moving the 2 more cows that I have here. And also both of the shepherds, because they do give a little bit of supply. And then from Glade Woods, I'll see what I can do, what needs to be removed and what doesn't. So this arrow from World's Teeth to Glade Woods is just all starving units. Where is it exactly? This guy. If I hit S, everything is... This is 58 starving units plus 22 more starving units. Yeah, I'm not going to attack into a 50 PD province with morale 5 units. That seems like a bad deal. Yeah. So everything that's left, if I hit Y, is stuff that isn't starving. Some of the bodyguards are starving. I don't know if that's going to matter or not. So this guy has 3. This guy has 3 morale, but he's on bodyguard duty, so surely that doesn't matter, right? He's not, the fight's not going to begin and they're just going to immediately rout, which is going to trigger like a rout cascade or whatever it's called. I don't know. But it's set up like this anyway. It's still like 2 big blocks of Hillock warriors, the archers behind, and crossbows as well. Big lump of hurlers here, gigantes here. And we're going to have a lot of fire elementals being cast, so Mr. Body Oil is doing a fire elemental on turn 2, retired MMA fighter is doing one on turn 3. We've got 2 of the F2 guys, they're both doing them on turn 2. I've also got the guy who's in the communion is going to do an air elemental on turn 2. And then do Will o' the Wisp, just, I don't know, something a bit different. See if that has any effect. I remember that there's a shield that gives you this effect. Lantern shield or something like that. I remember back in like the Dominions 3 days, that was like something that you saw quite a bit of use actually, either the shield or the spell, I'm not sure. Because it was just so annoying, it would create these things at the edge of the battlefield that would draw attacks but wouldn't take any damage. But I haven't seen it cast in a very long time. Let's give it a shot and see how it does. Other than that, you know, Flaming Arrows is going to go up. Same stuff as usual. I'm just hoping that it's just province events. Because a few fire elementals will probably just walk through the province events, no problems. If he patrols and there's like a bunch of troops and mages and stuff, it might go a bit bad, I don't know. They'll put the fort under siege. I'm not sure how much siege strength it will have once we've removed all this stuff. There's 321 here now, and there's 136 here now. I think once we sort out this army and we move it over, the fort will be cracked open already. Oh, it is a 750 wall, maybe not. But it'll be pretty quick anyway. I asked Katiz how he's doing. He thinks he's probably out of the game now. Katiz still has a 185 unit stack, I think, on his cap. So it's going to be a while before Marignon gets the rest of his troops over here. So I'm hoping we can smash this in, I don't know, 2 turns from now. Lock down this area, maybe take the throne as well before Marignon has a chance to get his army back over here. And in the meantime, I've contacted Ulm, who is over here, but I think he has a province like around here that's like adjacent to a Marignon fort, and I said, now's a good time to grab this fort, my dude. And seems like he might do that. And Uruk has been in contact with me, and I think he's seen me like attacking Marignon. He's like, hey, you attacking Marignon? I'm like, yes. So I think he might be attacking Marignon pretty soon too. So Marignon might be about to be pulled apart pretty violently. We just need to make sure that we lock down this area so that we get the throne, which is the important part, and the cap is a nice bonus as well. We also need to make sure that we actually kill this guy and don't get stuck being counter-raided by someone who's probably a better player than us, to be honest. So that's what's going on in this area. I've already forgot, like, because I just paused and I went and did some stuff and then I sorted out the army and everything. So I don't remember how much I've covered, but up here the few red arrows are just, I'm moving a commander up towards here. There's an earth mage on the way to start summoning cave grub guys. My pretender was sight searching. He is now forging an enormous cauldron of broth. These aren't as efficient as bags of wine, but when needs must. So we're going to get one of those out next turn. I'm not sure who's going to carry it into battle, but Am I good get there in one turn? No. That's a shame. Don't think I'm doing anything else over here. We actually weren't that rich this turn, but we had to pay for the Tyrant this turn, so next turn we'll try and get up maybe a lab underwater, maybe upgrade this fort or this fort to castles. But other than that, not much else going on. I've got another Tyrant heading over now. He's going to start slaving again in this region. And the grey area you can see is my stealth army. I'm going to start moving those guys around. He's got some bodyguards now. We'll move them around towards the front lines. Maybe we can do something with those. I think we might end up using them against Man, because I think if we take out Maragnon and then take the throne, I'm going to leave the rest of Maragnon's territory for everyone else to kind of have, and just immediately roll into Man. I think that would be the best bet. There's another throne right here for us to take. So that's everything that's happening this turn. There's one other red arrow I haven't mentioned, which is just throwing a few bits at this province, just to see if we can take it. It'd be nice to take the province that's... it's the only province left that gives a route to Maragnon. Technically this one does, but there's a river there at the moment. I'm just going to double check this, because as soon as I hit end turn, it's going to resolve, so let's see. This looks correct. Doing the fire elementals. Hopefully they summon the fire elementals against province defense. I don't want my stupid warriors just trying to kill like 50 crossbows and pikeneers or whatever they are. Alright, gonna end turn. I'm gonna submit a partial so to check out what these videos are like, because it's a bit of a mess. But that was turn 31. God, this turn is gonna start a video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on turn 32. Hello, welcome back. We've received some gifts from Katiz. I don't think things are going very well for them. Last I checked, they were down to, I think, 2 mages in their cap. And Maragnon is, well, we'll see what Maragnon's doing. First up, we got research in construction done, which is nice. We hit 4. I have changed my research priorities very slightly. We're going to go to evocation 3 for, mostly for fireball, but also for mist as well, which might be useful. And then we're going to quickly grab thaumaturgy 1 for frighten. They're just 2 easily reachable goals that we can do this turn. We searched realm for silence for sites, didn't find any. Uruk declare the new prophet. A Tarsamane? I mean, I'll let that speak for itself. Lost some units and then had 2 battles. So first of all, Wise Spring Grove. We were throwing some sorted pieces of nothing into a forest. Unfortunately, Maragnon is returning victorious from the lands of Katiz. So we get to see the rest of his army. He's got the knights. We've seen the bless, but there it is again. Lots and lots of crossbows. I think this is 180 crossbows. I can't remember exactly. A couple of mages in here as well. Got some royal guards at the back. Mostly crossbows though. My hurlers pretty much just disintegrate under the lance charge, which is a shame. So that's Wise Spring Grove. Yeah, 180 crossbows. You have to assume he also has flaming arrows, even if he didn't use it then. And then there's a battle in Maragnon. So, attacking into 50 points of province defense with our starving trash. Yeah, this goes. We do get all our fire elementals out, which is nice. And an air one at the back too. We also cast the Will o' the Wisps, so I can actually target them. see. There. I think they start with 3 hit points, yeah. This is not what I was thinking of. The one I was thinking of is the corpse candle. Which is death and fire, but I think it's broadly the same thing. I think that shield is quite expensive to forge as well, unfortunately. I don't think these guys are as good as fire elementals though. Maybe in certain circumstances, but it's worth trying stuff out. This battle does not go very well. Because we just route too much, goddammit. We kill things fine though. It's having severe morale problems. That goes okay, I guess. So Magnon's under siege. We lost 30 Helot warriors and 19 Helot archers. We lost one of our shackled mages as well, frustratingly. That means we don't have an A3 mage in this battle anymore. And there's the 146 things we killed. In Pepper Plain we got 750 gold and a Star of Thraldom, plus some gems, which is nice. And in Thodas we got 6 fire gems. Marignon is moderately damaged, pretty quick. And there's a lack of supplies in Glade Woods. Of course there are. Right, so what I was going to do this turn is go YOLO and just move everything onto Marignon and have a big epic battle. Because I could even move my god onto Marignon in one turn to do Howl. I've got another Tyrant here who can move to Marignon. But even though we just got smashed, we do have a lot of stuff still in Glade Woods. And I think if we all just balled up, gave out our gems so that our guys were casting 2 or 3 fire elementals, some air elementals as well, the Howl. I think it would go okay, actually. He's probably going to start starving too from this province. I don't think it'd be the worst thing in the world. Unfortunately, a lot of our troops are just not in a good state. There's too many guys now who are just like starving or diseased or crippled, because I'd be moving troops from Glade Woods, and a lot of these guys are... I've moved the squads around a bit, so if I hit S, these are the guys who are still starving, so they still have morale 5. All of these guys are starving. I think morale is too much of a problem to fight like this, so until I solve my supply issues, I just can't do the fight, unfortunately. So we're going to take a turn or two to prepare properly. It's good that we hit construction this turn. So here's what's happening, right? First of all, I'm moving off Marignon. I'm leaving behind one guy, Extreme Fasting, who's been given the Ice Helmet and some air gems. This guy's an auto-communion slave, but I'm pretty sure if there's no master in the fight, he'll behave like a normal mage. He won't be enslaved. I've given him an item and gems because I think that might trigger scripting stuff. Because he's going to be the only guy here with a commander, and just all of... The troops that I'm leaving behind are the ones that aren't just starving, but they're either diseased, like these guys, or they are crippled, like this guy, or they are limping, like this guy. So the guys who are like severely wounded. There's a really funny guy in here somewhere. Where is he? One of the archers. Oh, it's a crossbowman. This guy's -4 morale. This is pretty bad. I wonder how he'll behave. Will he just immediately rout as soon as combat begins? I don't know. But they're all spaced out. I mean, obviously they're in -3. Oh, actually, I think there was a guy who had like -4 morale even before he was... Oh, this guy. This is the guy. So this guy's got -3 from the squad now, but even without that, he's on -6 morale. Squad morale's -3, so he'd be at -3 normally. Because he got battle fright as well. This guy sucks. Yeah, it'll be funny to see how they behave. But they're all spaced out and they're all on skirmish mode, just so that Extreme Fasting can get an air elemental off. And maybe we'll kill a couple of units, maybe we won't. But the point is just to waste his gems if he's going to be breaking siege with gems and doing scripting. It'll also allow us to see what spells he has and what he can cast. So hopefully this does trigger scripting. and it'll give us some information about what Marignon can actually do. Everyone else is just splitting off to solve food issues. So I'm moving some stuff into Kratos, which I've worked it all out. It'll be under the supply limit for Kratos, and there's some stuff staying behind in Boggerwald, so these guys are staying in Boggerwald. I mean in Gladewoods. Again, these are under the supply limit. And then we're also escaping some of our mages from Marignon. Again, this is all just about under the supply limit. Because we're moving the cauldron that we made last turn into the province as well, which helps. So we're just going to set up some stuff in Gladewoods and set up some stuff in Kratos or whatever this turn. Just to sort out food, really. My god is moving down to Bogger. So I'm hoping that we push a little bit of Dominion into Gladewoods. My prophet's here as well. He's currently searching. I wasn't sure if I should have him preach maybe, or something like that. I'll give it a shot. I'll have him preach. Just try and push a bit more Dominion around here so that I can use my god in a fight without too much risk. But other than that, there's not much going on. I'm moving a commander to pick up some troops here, and I'm recruiting a commander to pick up these troops here. And then I'm doing a little bit of last minute recruiting. Getting some archers, getting some Helot soldiers. I'm capturing slaves in Gladewoods. So we do have a lot of stuff here, and we'll have quite a few mages. The new Tyrant should also be able to move into Gladewoods. Oh, with that in mind, I should give him some stuff, shouldn't I? That he's useful. I'm sure that's useful. You know what? You can have the... Actually, no. But that's... Yeah, he's on his way as well. So that's what's happening over here. So not much happening. I'm hoping this triggers scripting, and that's that. But in the rest of my empire, I am forging so much junk. Every astral mage I've got is forging a shroud so that we can give some shrouds to some of our commanders. Did I mention I'm building a lab in Gladewoods as well, so that I can pass gems and items to everything that ends up here. So I'm forging shrouds, shroud, lots of whips of command, 3 of them, 4 of them, another foreigner jar, earth boots, bags of wine for more supply, another jar, more earth boots. I'm forging everything I can, and while still being able to hit the research targets that I have. Whips of command, if you aren't aware, are weapons that give you Taskmaster +3 and additional command. I think, in fact I'm almost certain, that this will stack with the Taskmaster bonus that a lot of my commanders already have. So this guy has Taskmaster 2. If I give him the whip, it'll go up to +5 and give him more leadership. So this will also help with leading slave morale. Even better if I give it to a Tyrant who already have Taskmaster 4. So the hope is that between the supply being resolved and the whips, that should solve morale. And then if I also have a bunch of items, a bunch of boosters, lots of gems, and my god in this fight, if Marignon moves here and then here, we'll have a big fight in Gladewoods where I will be more prepared than it seems. But that's the plan so far anyway. And the other movement is this movement here to Wolfenplain. Man has an army here. I have no idea what this army could be doing. There is no reason to move to Case Hador unless he's moving towards me. So with that in mind, I'm going to defend Wolfenplain in case he makes this movement in one turn. I don't know. But it's something to defend with. Or I can change it. Well, I'll change his script so that he does a proper fire elemental, and then probably spams Fleur. I think that might be better than Sulphur Haze. Which is Fire 3. It costs a lot, but it does a pretty big AoE heat damage and 19 fire damage. It's like a harder to cast, slightly more damaging version of Fireball. So we'll see what this does. And we'll see what happens over here next turn. I think that's everything though. would be nice to be able to forge. That's the other thing to point out. I might stop recruiting these Jade Sorceresses because I finally got one mage with an additional path and it was water. I think it's unlikely we're going to get Ents here, isn't it? I was hoping it might be, we might get lucky, but I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to hit end turn now. These guys are nice because they'll be able to forge Clams of Pearls for me later on if I actually start bringing out some Astral Mages in battle. Probably not something you expect from Phlegra. A bunch of Astral Magic and Clams. Anyway, that was turn 32. Thanks for watching. Hopefully that all goes well. And I'll see you next time. Important between turn update. We have received a proposition from Gabriel Pope, the player behind Marignon, which is we stop fighting them, we get to keep all the territory we've taken, and they go and fight Uruk instead. You know, that's one option that would allow us to, you know, bow out gracefully and maybe worry about Man, who seems to be walking towards us. But no, let's stay the course. I mean, if someone wants peace with you, it means they don't want to have a war with you, as far as I can work out. If someone doesn't want to have a war with you, I think you should go to war with them. So, I'm not going to change anything. Let's just continue warring Marignon and see what happens. I do know that Ulm is now attacking Marignon's fort. I can't remember if I mentioned it or not. He's definitely sieging it though. Apparently it has a disease site in it, so he's sieging a fort that's diseasing him, but hey, that's his problem. And Uruk was going to be invading Man this turn. I'm wondering if maybe Marignon is being invaded by Uruk now, and he's trying to play it off like he just wants to go to war with them, but actually he doesn't want to fight on two fronts. But it's possible from what I can see on the Discord that Uruk is now also being invaded by Calum, so they might have to withdraw from Marignon. I don't know. There's a lot of fighting going on in the world, but nobody's actually out yet except Katiz, which is interesting. Anyway, that's the between turn update, and I'll see you in the actual next turn, which is now. Hello, welcome back. We got some gold from Katiz. Pretty sure they're still about to die. We got our research done. I'm going to go back into Evocation. I was thinking maybe we should go all the way to 5 for Earthquake. I think if we're sending Earth Mages into forts, maybe that would be a useful way of getting rid of lots of crossbows. Before we do like a proper storm, we just send in Earthquake goes. Maybe I will do that actually. Doing a lot of research now because everyone's back on research duty and we have a lab in the province that we're sitting in right now. Anyway. Silver Throne has been claimed. I haven't actually checked this. Oracle of the Ancients sounds like Agartha though, so let's just assume that until we check it out. Then there's a battle in Marignon. So I left behind the mage with a hat and some gems, hoping it would trigger scripting. Does not seem to have triggered scripting though. He basically just casts Blessing and Twist Fate. And then he defaults to spamming Starfires and I think Firebolt. Let's see. Yeah. There were a few guys here with gems. At least one. I don't know, this is a smaller force than I expected. I thought there was going to be quite a lot of stuff. I feel like if we'd had like good morale and we'd done the plan that I wanted to do, maybe it would have been fine. Because there really isn't much here. Nobody has gems except for that one guy. We still don't get to see if he's got flaming arrows or anything. He clearly doesn't have much evocation because the evocations he's spamming is level 1, 2 stuff. Says Marignon, 342 units. Mostly the crossbows though. 36 Knights of the Chalice, 4 Royal Guards. And then a couple of these look like mercenaries, Bergmeisters and Barb Horsemen. Yeah, not that many mages. Events Blue Water, we got 210 gold, and in Narian Sea we got another 20 income, which is really nice. We caught a Kalian scout next to my cap, that's over here, and we continue patrolling. The Manx army has now moved up to his throne. Looks kind of puny. He's got this giant stack now right next to him, so hopefully he doesn't get any bright ideas. Maybe he's just going there to defend that throne. Anyway, so this turn, Maragnon has now broken siege. I'm hoping, like I'm really hoping, that he now moves that same stack into Glade Woods. That's what I would like to happen, and that's what I'm preparing for. If that doesn't happen, we're still going to be assembling the army in Glade Woods anyway. But if he does move into Glade Woods, this is what we have here now, okay? We have 10 F2 mages with fires and jars. They are arranged in this zigzag formation at the front here. They are almost all going to be doing fire elementals. One guy, I think it's Mr. Body Oil, is doing wisps on turn 1. And then I think Ass Implants is doing flaming arrows. But other than that, all of these guys are going to do Phoenix Power and then Fire Elemental. So we'll have a wall of 8 Fire Elementals walking forwards on just after turn 2. And then on top of that, we also have my god who's doing Howl. So that's a lot of stuff being summoned over on Maragnon's side of the field. Hopefully that really disrupts things. Hopefully the wisps and the wolves distract the crossbows, and the fire elementals are able to tank the lance charges and kill a lot of knights. We then have the block of soldiers and the gigantes on the front as well. These are all in skirmish formation to spread them out a bit, try and dodge bolts. And then the giant blocks here, these are 3 blocks of warriors on skirmish formation as well. And then behind them we've got archers and crossbows and things. Big blocks at the back are the cows and the hurlers. I feel like it's a liability to have the cows in the battle, but I need them in the province, so there's not really much I can do about it. The other mages behind the wall of fire mages are various different types. You've got the N1 guys who'll be doing web. You've got the earth guys who'll be laying down the earth buffs and then doing earth meld. We have the Communion Masters who will also be doing Earth Meld. And an Air guy who will do a lesser Air Elemental, also on turn 1, to help disrupt. Earth guy, Earth Buffs and Earth Meld. Communion guy, Earth Meld. Nature guy, Web. Last important mage is this guy. This is also a Communion Master. He's going to be Air 3, so he's going to cast Mist. And Mist is also just to help mitigate crossbow fire. So everyone's on hold, we'll buff, we'll summon fire elementals, we'll do a howl, and that's the plan. And I think if he brings the army that we just saw, I think it goes fine. Once the fire guys have finished with the fire elemental, they're just going to be spamming fireballs. It should be pretty good. Hopefully it does a lot of fatigue damage. I think that covers everything that's happening in this battle though. When the guy does Air Elemental, he's going to do False Fetters, which... see how that works. So lots of Fire Elementals, lots of Fireballs. We lay down Legions of Steel, Strength of Giants, Flaming Arrows, Mist. And then we walk forwards and see what happens. So that's all going to be in Glade Woods this turn. So I hope he smashes into it, and then either we win and then we can go about claiming some stuff over here, or we lose, in which case... probably begins the end of the series, so fingers crossed. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else interesting happening. Forging more endless bags of wine. We're going to be just under the supply limit in this province. We're using 153 currently, and we're using 144 here. Puts us just under 300. We've got 315 supplies. We are going to be moving our god in though, who will provide quite a bit of supply. 40. And we'll be summoning more cows. We will also be catching more warriors though, so probably evens out. But 3 more endless bags of wine will take care of it. That brings it, oh, 2 more brings it up to an additional 100. That'll be fine for the turn after. You can see I've given out a lot of the items. This guy's got supply, Farnager, and the Whip of Command. So he's now inspirational -2, but he's Taskmaster +7. The big leadership gives him ore as well now, which is something I suppose. But check out the morale on this army. These guys are on 13 now, which is pretty good. 12, 13. He's also got a whip, so morale 12. It's a bit better. 4 dark candles here, but my god is moving with 183 hit points, so not too bad. How is the god scripted? I was going to cast Strength of Gaia on turn 1, but I thought if Maridon has a lot of fire magic, this might be a bad idea because it gives you bark skin, so I'm just going to do the personal regen instead. In the cave, just searching for sites, and then I'll start doing cave grubs. Searching for sites in Ard with the Iron Order Adept. Still patrolling an Earth Shell, Phlegra. Sneaking out the stealth army with the Dinyishi. And the new Tyrant is moving towards the front lines as well. And yeah, that's everything. So I'll hit end turn. That was turn 33. Even if Maridon doesn't attack us, we can still sit in that province for quite a while because there's a lab there now. And until he makes a move, he's going to be still getting attacked by Uruk and Ulm, or if, well, in theory. I can't actually see what they're doing, but he has to do something. I don't think he can just sit in his cap and just do nothing and wait for me to act. I think time's on my side, as long as nobody else invades me. It's him that's pressured. It'd be interesting if he moves into me, and we get to have a fight and we see how it goes. Because it could go badly, I could be totally wrong and I've misjudged the strength of that army, but I feel like 8 fire elementals plus Howl is just gonna really mess with him. Anyway. From your perspective, it won't be long to wait to find out. Maybe it will actually. Maybe this is the end of the video. What a cliffhanger. Tune in next time for turn 34, and I'll see you then.